And I put 28 years in this business of boxing, in the ring. 28 years in the ring. I believe I got some credibility. But one thing about boxing, and I close with this, it will call your bluff.
Ryan Garcia. Ryan.
Man, a couple things that I want to touch. You know, one thing that's been on my heart is the statements that Bernard made, where he'll decide if I'm going to finish or if I should continue boxing after this fight. He don't decide that. My coach does, my team does, everybody that, you know, grinds with me day in and day out, that's who decides, and ultimately God decides, not him. Nobody was telling him when to stop boxing. You know, he stopped boxing at 45, so kudos to him. But he don't determine that. And another thing I want to touch on is, you know, Oscar saying that, you know, we misinterpret, you know, what they say. It's plain English. I didn't hear anybody speaking any language I don't know. So, you know, it's very clear to me that, you know, they're backing this guy to beat me just like they thought Duno was going to beat me. He was the next Filipino star. They saying he's the next Mexican star. And, you know, he also said that, you know, he calls out on the bullshit, the lies. Man, last time I checked, he said he never lose to a white boy, and then Joe Smith Jr. knocked him out of the ring. Last time I checked, Joe Smith Jr. was white. So, you know, they be lying. So at the end of the day, you know, I'll come to show what I bring, and I'm laser focused, and that's where this confidence comes from. Thank God for everything, and all praise to the Most High, Jesus Christ. Thank you.
And those are the words of King Ryan Garcia. And let me counterpunch. Ballsy, but that's good. That's good. And I think he needs to bring that ballsy machismo in the ring, if he knows what that means. Because, you know, porque Ryan Garcia no habla español. Tal vez no comprende, pero no habla. Como yo. Because he doesn't speak Spanish, so he may not know what that means. Right. But anyway. Yeah, he fired back at Bernard, you know, and he's like, not really Oscar, but he did say both of those guys were against him, you know. And I can tell you this, though, based on his performance against Tank Davis, because I think that's the fight that counted. That's the fight that he allowed a lot of concessions, despite his team not wanting him to take those or to relinquish those concessions to Tank Davis, you know, the rehydration clause and this, that, and the other. He got hit in the stomach and didn't get up. But I feel he could have. I personally feel he could have. You know, and I think they felt the same thing too. And I think that was one of the reasons why they didn't show up for support for him. Yes, the manager of Golden Boy, I think is, I forget his name, Gomez. Mr. Gomez was there for him, but Oscar Delahoya and Bernard Hopkins was not. And Oscar made this bullshit about somebody was trying to kill him and had death threats. Dude, if you had death threats, you wouldn't even been in that arena watching your boy fight. Or your fighter fight. So I don't believe that either. And I think this is the backlash for that, because Ryan's saying, hey, when I lose, you know, you guys don't support me. But in reality, this is the counterpunch. That's not the case. When you quit, they won't support you. Okay? That's what's real. That's why they didn't support you or come to your aid after that fight in the post-press conference, because they were embarrassed. They were disappointed by you, Ryan. That's why. Now, I understand he did a lot. So the things you did before the fight made us think that you had what it took within the fight, but you didn't. You got dropped in the second, then you got caught in, I think, the 7th or the 5th. And you went down and you took a knee and you didn't get up until the 10 count. That means you didn't want to take any more punishment. That punch was all you needed to stay there until the 10 count. You quit. Bottom line. Now, talking about Bernard Hopkins saying, well, hey, how does somebody dictate his career or how long he'll be fighting? What he can do, he can make sure you don't fight. Because last I heard, Bernard Hopkins is an extension of Golden Boy, so he has some say-so. So if Ryan Garcia loses, well, Ryan can fight anywhere. He can fight on the zone, which he's fighting. He can fight with Matchroom. He might be able to go to Top Rank. And, you know, I don't know about even Al Heyman because they don't have a network to fight on. So we don't know about that. But he has options. However, he doesn't have to necessarily fight on Golden Boy. with Golden Boy. That's what I think Bernard meant by what he said. You're not fighting here because you quit against Davis, and then again, if you get beat, well, you know what? We kind of dictate what happens over here. So Ryan is like, you can't stop me from fighting, which is true. But he can stop you from Golden Boy. And it depends on also, Oscar De La Hoya as well. You know what I mean? But you guys tell me what you think about Ryan Garcia blasting, ripping Bernard Hopkins and Oscar De La Hoya publicly to their face. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.